This presentation is brought to you by the Electronic Motor Racing Network. We are a for-hire broadcaster. If you would like us to stream your league, contact DayPaulB661 on Discord, member number 1015. Thank you, and enjoy the race.
Hello and welcome to the Electronic Motor Racing Network. We are broadcasting tonight from the Atlanta Motor Speedway, the ASMR Hauck Designs Truck Series, brought to you by Butt Kicker. Feel what you've been missing. Alright, and here we are. We are in qualifying right now. Everybody working to get their times posted so they can get to the top of the board. You're looking at the 21 of Mr. Todd Cray right now on a flyer right now, trying to get on that pole position, starting ahead of his teammates. This is the last race of the regular season here in the ASMR Hauck Designs Truck Series. We will see where Mr. Cray goes to. Top of the boards right now. Have not seen. Mr. Jennikin has rolled, it looks like. The 27 on track right now. That is the 21's closest competitor. We'll see where he ends in second. Just behind his teammate Todd Cray. An 0.29 to 0.48. Can't get much closer than that for these two drivers. And for the rest of the field so far, it looks like the 32 just crossed the line. And he's going to be in third place with a 1.26. We are the 48 of Eric Norowski. Trying to get a good lap in here. He just finished his first one. Had a decent lap in practice, so should be up towards the top of the chart if he can back that up. See him miss the bottom there. Was he trying to do that? And across the line. 388. That is currently P18. Dave Gage in the 404 just crossed the line. He's going to move up to P19. So, and that's the 58. Jordan DeCola, 21st. So, that looks like it's going to be all of the drivers here tonight that have qualified. So we've got 22 trucks in the starting lineup. Looks like DeCola is on his second lap. So let's see if we can't bring up our pole sitter at the moment. Let's wait and make sure DeCola is not going to jump up there. And he does not. So we have the 21 of Todd Cray. Mr. Cray, you're on the pole tonight. Tell us what you got to do to keep that 27 machine behind you.
Yeah, Clarky there, he's fast, but good teammate. We're just gonna keep it clean early on and try to manage the tires. Make some good pit stops, no mistakes. Look at the fuel mileage. Just play it safe early on and see where we all kind of work out, and then go for it the last half of the race.
Absolutely, Todd. Well, we appreciate you joining us. It's the season finale. Does that change anything for you?
Nah.
before the playoffs?
Nah, we're just trying to carry momentum into the playoffs. That's pretty much the main thing. Like I said, it comes with just doing everything right, not making any mistakes, and getting ready to come in here and go for the championship. But it's been a fun season. Clark's fast. I mean, he's atop the points, and we work together. But at the end, we're all racing to win. So we'll see how it works out.
All right, Todd. Well, good luck Good luck tonight.
All right, thank you.
Thanks. All right, let's head through the starting lineup. We just talked to him, the 21 of Todd Cray in that kitty cat coin machine. And then to his outside is going to be the teammate, 27, Clark Jenikin, also in the kitty cat coin machine. And then lining up, P3 is the 32 of Darren Clement, not on track yet, but also in that kitty cat coin machine. The 88, Nick Burlow, looking good, and remind me of that college, Charlotte, and looking good in those green and yellow. The 61, Daniel Jensen. The 26 of Bailey Dutton. The 7 of Ed Hauck. The 45 of TJ Krober. The 14 of Doug Argabright. The 43 of Craig Lerman, coming off a strong run last week. The 1 of Scott Bellum. The 60 of Cody Schult. The 33 of Jesse Hedges. The 4 of Matt McMeekin. The 5 of Brian Tarnowski. The 8 of Robert Honrada. The 16, Brandon Benedict. 48, Eric Narowski. The 404 of Dave Gage. The 58 of Jordan DeColo. The 66, Andrew Maletta. And the 69, rounding out the field, is Larry Poling. And we are going to have a lot of stuff to follow. This is the regular season finale, and we have some drivers that are going to be fighting for that final spot of the playoffs, and we will get that to you later on through the night as we line up for this green flag at Atlanta Motor Speedway for 100 laps tonight in the Hauck Designs Truck Series. Pace truck is off. Steve Barney holding the flag up there. And the green flag is out. You see him waving it away. A good start by Clark on the outside. The 21 is going to squirt out to that early lead. Going to clear up, and Nick Burlow is going to be able to get up in front of the 26 of Bailey Dutton. All right, lap 1, it's going to be the 21, 27, 88, 26, 32. Your top 5. Looking to the inside of Bailey Dutton. That's for P4. And it's hard trucking here early. How much do you want to push to try to get by? How much are you wanting to save those tires? This track eats tires. And if you're going to be good on the long run, you better know how to save them early in the run and not try to push yourself to get too far. And Craig Lerman up there working in that 6th position, going by the 45 of TJ Krober. Right now we're on board. It looks like we were side by side for the lead. Jenikin underneath Cray. At the line, it's going to be Cray by a bumper. Those 3 kitty cat coin trucks hooked up right there. 3 wide off 2. The 32 is going to clear. 88 may have given him a little room. Gives him a big shot down the backstretch. And Darren Clement trying to go to the front early. Looked like he led that. Well, Clark led that lap by 1/100th of a second. We are side by side, first 3 rows going through turn 2. And they're thundering down the backstretch now, 2 by 2 by 2. Clark Jenikin on the outside, 32. Darren Clement on the inside. It's 88 of Nick Burlow and the 21 of Todd Cray. Looks like Burlow's going to slide back to that P4 position. Going to work his way, try to get back to the inside. Not going to be able to do it this time. Looking a little further back in that 43, Craig Lerman lurking up here, trying to break that top 5 after a solid run last week. Came home P2. Another guy having a strong run so far, Cody Schult in P7. Took the green in 12th, already up into the top half of the top 10, or bottom half of the top 10. And you see Darren Clement had that early run earlier just in front of Craig Lerman in that 43. Starting to slide back a little bit now that we're a few laps into this run. Wonder if he pushed a little bit too hard early in those tires. Paying for it a little bit here. Burlow tight on the 32's door through the corner. And these guys going side by side down the front stretch into turn 1. Going to let those 2 leaders get away just a little bit. If they can't figure this out, then they slide high off turn 2. That's the second time they slide high out there. Burlow maybe kissed it last time by. Looks like we got the 14, Doug Argabright, on pit road. And he's on the playoff cutoff line, so he's going to have to fight back here today. It's like the 66 headed to pit road. Lots of damage there. And back up front, everybody's kind of straightened out. The top 6 or so are single file now. Cody Schult in the 60. Battling TJ Krober in the 45. That's for 7th position. And let's go ahead and bring up the points and see where we are at. And so we're And so out front of the points right now, we've got Clark Jenikin in a pretty comfortable lead. Right behind him is Todd Cray. And then Darren Clement, Bailey Dutton, Dave Gage, your top 5. But we're looking down at that cutoff line. Doug Argabright right there coming into this race on the last driver in 8th position. Eric Norowski, Daniel Jensen, TJ Krober. Those guys right there are the ones fighting for that spot. Schult, yep, sorry, I skipped over Cody Schult there. I looked at straight at 10th. So we will keep an eye out for you tonight on who is going to be able to get through here. So Cody Schult right now looking good, trying to get into that position. And yeah, Norowski, the 48 truck, missed the grid, so had to start from pit road. He is still at the tail end of the field. I mean, he's about a half a track behind, not quite half a track from the leaders. So it should be good as long as he doesn't have any issues here in the early running. get caught back up at the end of this stage, but definitely not going to get any stage points here, as it looks like Cody Schult is in position at the moment to get some stage points. Only one of those three right there on that battle. Daniel Jensen in the 61, also outside of the top 10 right now. Daniel Jensen, started 5th, running in the 13th position right now. Opposite situation for his teammate Cody Schult. Started 12th, running 8th. As you're looking at the 61 on track. Battling Jesse Hedges in that 33. Looks like Jesse's going to scoot out in front of him just a bit. And you see the 14 of Doug Argabright right there, but he did just come down pit road, so he is currently 1 lap down. First truck on the lead lap, though. Andrew Moletta is that second truck a lap down. Wonder if those two just got into each other. It looks like Argabright is about 13 points ahead of the cut line coming into this race. So has to have a lot go right. He needs to stay that first truck 1 lap down all the way through lap 30 at the end of stage 1. So far, it's Clark Jenikin out front, Todd Cray right behind him, and then go back a little ways, and it's going to be Nick Burlow, your defending series champion, under fire from the 32 of Todd Cray. The 32 of Darren Clement. Looking at Cray on the screen there. So Darren went backwards a little bit there after he had a hard push at the beginning. Now starting to come back towards the front as Burlow, always good at those tire savings, and we'll see who prevails. It's like the 7 of Ed Hauck battling the 8 of Robert Honrada. Got a lot of damage on the tail of that truck, that Honrada machine. So I wonder if they all got stacked up at the beginning of this race. Heard some guys on the radio at the beginning not super happy. Robert Honrada doing a good job making his way up through the field. Started out back. As you see on the screen, the 32 of Darren Clement has been able to overtake Nick Burlow for that P3 position. Interesting to start seeing the different lines around this track. Some guys like Clement still committed to the bottom of the track. Burlow maybe sliding up just a little bit. Not this time. He's going to wrap that white line. Interesting to see what they do here in turn 1. Right back to the bottom, but you see the 43 of Craig Lerman. He's starting to inch up towards that wall. You're on board here with Nick Burlow. Just kind of listen to that throttle control through turn 1. Trying to chase down Bailey Dutton in that 26 machine. Looking out back to TJ Krober. As we are just now completing 22 of 100 laps here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. See that purple truck of Bailey Dutton working about a lane up right now. And it's interesting, the philosophy on what you do as your tires wear. There is a little more, it feels like more wear when you're on the top, but you don't get as loose maybe if you can run up there, and definitely get a big run off the corner if you're having difficulty getting around somebody. Cody Schult moving around the 45 with TJ Krober. That is for the 7th position. And then Matt McMeekin right behind these two in that 4 machine. So we're about 6 laps until we get to that stage break at lap 30. And back up front, Clark Jenikin in that 27 has pulled away about a second over his teammate, the 21 of Todd Cray. And Darren Clement another half second behind. It's interesting to sit here and listen to this throttle input versus a truck that we were just in towards the back of the field. And you can see him trying to wrap that bottom there. You see Darren closing that gap just a little bit, ever so slowly. Can he get there in the next 4 laps? And here's a wad of cars. That's the 14 of Argabright running a lap down. That's the 8 of Hunrada. He's put it up on the boards trying to get that speed off the corner. That looks like Jesse Hedges underneath him in that 33 machine. Jesse doing a good job here today. 13th to 11th to 10th. So a little damage on that 7 truck as well. A little bit on the left side. And there goes Hunrada in the wall. That's the price you pay when you run that high line. Hunrada always trying to get the most out of his truck, but sometimes you step over that line and it's just all you can do is to hang on to it. Unfortunate, had a strong truck there, but the race is not over, as we are now working lap 28 of 100 with 2 to go left in this stage. And the battle for the stage point is right here. You're looking at it. Jesse Hedges, that 33 is the last truck that's going to get points. And that's a big deal for somebody like the 61 of Daniel Jensen, who's underneath the 7 right now. Needs to get around him to at least get 1 point. So still working underneath the 7 truck. Does not look like he's going to be able to get around him and make a run at the 33. So Jesse Hedges doing a good job here. And Clark Jenikin's going to come up off of turn 4 and cross the line in first. And once we get the top 10 through, that should be your stage break. And there goes 10th place. They're going to let him complete lap 30. There's the caution flag. So caution is out, stage break. So your stage 1 winners, Clark Jenikin, Todd Cray, Darren Clement, Nick Burlow, Bailey Dutton round out your top 5. Then Craig Lerman, Cody Schult, TJ Krober, Matt McMeekin, and Jesse Hedges. So we are going to take a short break. We will grab one of your drivers and pull them up into the booth and speak to them after this break. You're watching the ASMR Hauck Designs Truck Series on the Electronic Motor Racing Network. And welcome back to the Electronic Motor Racing Network, bringing you the ASMR Hauck Designs Truck Series, brought to you by Butt Kicker. Feel what you've been missing. And in the booth, we've got one of our playoff bubble drivers, the 48, Eric Narowski. Eric, man, you missed the start here, but you were able to bounce back, stay on the lead lap at a critical juncture of the race there for you. And here you are. Are you ready to capitalize here and make it into the playoffs?
Yeah, thanks for having me. And when I saw those playoff points, I was stoked. You know, it's so close. And then I think back all the things I could have done to just be in there, and instead of put myself in this position. But missing that start really stunk for me. After qualifying, you know, took a little break and got in the car, and then I realized, oh man, I'm not set up for, you know, my race trim, offset and ratio. I was like, all right, 30 seconds. I'll back out, put it in. But then maybe because I already grid, it, you know, if everyone else gets on, then it goes. So I missed it, and that stunk. But yeah, I'm really happy to stay on the lead lap, and I was able to make, you know, some time. And I'd like to see how this goes here. Try and have a long run.
Absolutely, man. Well, good luck the rest of the way. We're going to keep an eye on you out there.
All right, thanks. Appreciate it. Have fun, guys. Enjoy it.
Thanks. All right, so we're going to watch that 48 machine, see if he can't make his way up into position. He only needed 8 points coming into this race, and it looks like he's going to need a little bit more than that since the 60 of Cody Schult got some points there. So as the pace truck is off and Clark is away, the 88 able to hold with him. Pretty good start, knowing those three trucks probably gave a countdown, and he's right there on their bumper going through turn 2. A big wreck behind him. That's the 43 of Lerman. The rest of the field right and around. Everybody involved. That's the 7 upside down. The 1 gets through without damage. I think the 8 got through maybe. But just about everyone else. The 5 of Brian Tarnowski has no damage. The 404 has no damage. But let's take a look at that again. It was the 43 off the corner. Yeah, you see the 43. He came up off of turn 2. And then everybody involved after that. Go back and take a look at the start of that with Craig Lerman here. There we go. You're going to see all of 1 and 2. And that's Bailey Dutton above him, that 26. And he just got loose, it looked like, and went up into the 26. And how about the 4 of McMeekin, man? He barely made it through there at the beginning. Yeah, let's see how the 48 made it through here. See if we gave him that broadcaster's curse. He sees it up there and he's on the brakes. I think he just stopped. That's a good decision. Well done there, Eric. Took out a lot of the guys he was racing there. Fortunately for all of those drivers involved, that was our first wreck for incident, but there were some guys that took a fast repair earlier that were smoking, so we'll have to see who comes out of there. I think Andrew Miletta was one of them. The 14 was another one. Let's see where the 14 is at. Is he ahead of this? Looks like the 14 was able to make it through, so he's looking good. He's right on board with the 60. See the 4 just up ahead. Big hit for the 60, Cody Schult. You see Ed going upside down into the moon. I want to take a look at that 4 of Matt McMeekin. If we can, we just jump back up to live. So let's see if McMeekin is in a chat here. He is. Let's get him up here. Matt McMeekin is the guys up in the booth, man. I saw you squirt by that accident off too. How close was it?
I think I soiled my pants a little bit.
It was close to it from what I saw, man. You were able to squirt right underneath it. Now you're up there. Got a chance at this. You're in P5 right here. Got a chance at this restart. How do you feel right now at this point of the race?
Driving it very conservative, and I want to keep the tires on it, and I want to make up some spots, maybe 2 or 3 here near the end of the run. That's my plan. I'm not going to kill it.
Absolutely. Well, it sounds like a good plan to me, and we hope that you have a good race the rest of the race. Hopefully you don't have all your luck in that one spot there.
10-4. Thanks, guys.
Have a good one, buddy. All right, now we are 1 to green. Let's reset the field here. It's going to be the 27, 21, 32, 88. Then the 4 and 33 in the 5th and 6th position. 61, 45, Daniel Jensen, TJ Krober. And then 9th and 10th is going to be the 404, Dave Gage, and the 8 of Robert Hanrada. Looks like all these trucks that just went through the ringer are back out here on the track looking pretty. See how long we can keep it that way. Looks like Ed Hauck and Cody Schult had to tow, so they're both 2 laps down. But at the back of the field, still a long way to go as the pace truck is off. And there they go. They take off a little earlier. Got to be careful passing before that change in lane. Somebody was up in the high lane, maybe just trying to avoid a crash. Running in the back of somebody, but you see those top 4 just squirt away. There they go, thundering down the backstretch. See the whole field go by in that shot. Thank you to Track Cams 22 for these amazing camera angles. Here they go screaming by the front stretch, 2 and 3 wide. And right here, I think these 4 right here at least are going to be content just kind of managing their tires, managing the gap. Don't look now. The rest of the field has caught them. That's McMeekin. There's the 33. Jesse Hedges on the bottom above him. Robert Unrada making that high line work early in this run, trying to get up to that lead pack. And right behind Unrada is the 404 of Dave Gage. Running strong here at this point of the race, up to 8th position after starting 19th. Doug Argabright is back on the lead lap looking to make some gains. Caution is out. It's like the 58 and the 5 are stopped going on the entrance of turn 3. That is Jordan DeCola. Have to take a look and see what happened. Running at the tail end of the field here, gets a big run on the outside of who was that shot at the bottom? Definitely missed it there. Let's go back a little bit. That's the 5 of Brian Tarnowski into the The 16 hits the wall, and 5 tries to avoid him, not able to do it. Gets ran in the back of by Ed Hauck. 58, Jordan DeCola, nowhere to go. So while we work this caution, we're going to take a quick break here, and then we will be back to bring you the green flag of the ASMR Hauck Designs Truck Series. And welcome back to the ASMR Hauck Designs Truck Series on the Electronic Motor Racing Network, presented by DSD Button Box. Appreciate DSD coming on board. If you need a button box, go check them out. So here we are, pace truck getting ready to pull off the field, off the track, into the pits. And there goes that hard left-hand corner. And the green flag is back out. Clark Jenikin takes a watch it easy. Matt McMeekin getting squirrely. No, that was the 61 it looked like maybe. Definitely people over there spinning those tires on that start. Anrada making a move to the top 5, looking to the inside, going to try to clear the 4, not going to be able to do it. I don't know if he put him in the wall, but that was darn close. Nope, 60's up in the wall. Cody Schult, the only driver that's on the playoff. That's the 61 of Daniel Jensen. Was up in the mix, running top 8 for that mistake. Looks like Robert Hanrada in that 8 machine trying to break up this lead pack. Goes to the top in turn 1. Trying to get to the outside of the 21 of Todd Cray. Cray's going to look to the inside. Nick Burlow down the backstretch. The 8's going to push the 88. Not going to be enough to stay on the outside. I think Burlow may have let him have that one at this juncture of the race. Everybody's kind of settled down at this point. Just trying to log some laps as we're just now working the lap 50. So when we come across the start-finish line, that will be the half point. And that is the 43 of Craig Lerman, it looks like. Fighting the 26 of Bailey Dutton. Whoa, those guys got close going into one, and Bailey lifted, so not right now. That's a battle for 13th. Argabright looking to the outside here of the 48 and 5 got together. The 48 going the wrong way after that contact. There's quite a bit of damage on the left side of that truck from that. Maybe not as much as I thought. Definitely some scratches though. The 5 of Brian Tarnowski running good tonight. He's battling for a top 10 right now. Argabright's to his outside. And he's going to clear him. Not quite. Brian battles back to the inside. Now he's going to have the 43 Craig Lerman to his outside. Brian fires it down into turn 1, thundering through turn 3. Going to try to squeeze up in front of Lerman down the backstretch. Lerman to the inside. And there is Robert Hanrada, while we've been watching this battle for 10th, has made it through all those kitty cat coin trucks and is on the tail of Clark Jenikin for the lead. To the high side, going to try to get a run down the backstretch. And he might have a run into turn 3 and 4. You see that gap closing to the bumper going into 3. Jenikin painting that white line. Going to pull just a little bit down the front stretch, but the 8 is there. And here comes Clement, not letting these guys get away. Robert all over the bumper of Clark going into 3. And he is working that high line. Not super high in 3 and 4, but watch him down here at this other end of the track. He's going to have to play a little defense now on the 32. But he's running those boards in 1 and 2. He's going to get out there, and then right up at the end of this corner, he puts it on the boards, and he's going to try to motor down the backstretch. And you can see the distance he put on the 32 there and closed on the 27. What a battle we have all the way through the field. This is your battle for the lead. But that battle back in 10th, 12th position is still going strong. Let's go back up to that lead. The battle for the lead as the 8 has slipped back just a little bit. And it'll be interesting to see if the 8 can keep this pace. We saw the 32 push hard like this early in the race and went backwards after about 10 laps. Had to cool his stuff down and try again. Brandon Benedict been in the wall again. You see everybody motoring past. As we've got side by side for second place almost. He was inside in 3 and 4 and just not able to hold it off the corner. That outside, if a truck is to the outside there, it is so hard to get by because you just cannot put the power down off of the corner here at Atlanta. 14, Doug Argabright in the wall back there. These guys on the playoff bubble are just putting it all out there right now. And you see Clement moving up the track now, going to try to get Robert loose. Got to be careful because with these trucks, you can get tight trying to do that. Find yourself in the wall. All of this right here, these two battling, and the 32 having a difficult time is letting that 27 get smaller through the windshield. Now the 32, is he going to try to slide him off the corner? He's not going to have to. He's going to be clear. 8's going to give him a shot into turn 3. Great battle for second place at Atlanta Motor Speedway as now the 21, Todd Cray, has pulled to the bumper of the 8. Robert's content to use that high line, knows that's the best thing he can do to make it difficult on these guys. As Clark has pulled to a half-second lead. Todd Cray still not able to stay alongside off the corner. While these guys battle, that's going to bring the 88 of Nick Burlow back into the fold. As we're working lap 32 of this run, we've had a couple cautions. So we're going to be seeing green flag pit stops in a few laps. Like, we've got 37 to go right now. I'd expect to see about another 7 laps before the first leaders start to pull off. You don't want to run more than about 30 laps on a set of tires if you can help it. You're looking at the 88 of Nick Burlow trying to catch up to Robert Hunrada there. And we've got a gaggle of cars back here. The 26 of Bailey Dutton, that 9th position, has 4 cars right behind him. As you looking at the 21, Todd Cray making a move on his teammate. For P2 there, he's going to get him off of turn 4. Going to try to track down the 27 of Clark Jenikin before this pit cycle happens. Looks like the Leaders, the 21 and 27 are running fairly close to the same lap time. We look a little further back at TJ Krober looking to the inside. That's the 45. Into the inside of the 5 of Brian Tarnowski. That is for the 11th position. Just outside the top 10. With right now Dave Gage holding down that position. And as we prepare for pit stops, let's go ahead and head through the field, starting with the 27, Clark Jenikin, your points leader, your race leader, your wins leader, your laps led leader. And going into P2 is that 21 of Todd Cray, his teammate. He's second in all of those categories. The 32 of Darren Clement, third in all those categories, as well as on track. Robert Hanrada in the 8 machine, putting on a great show here today. Started P16 up into the top 5. Right behind them, Nick Burlow trying to get by that 8 machine. Not able to do it quite yet and letting those other 3 get away right now. Then behind them is going to be the 4 of Matt McMeekin. Started 14th, running P6. Good job for Matt today. And right behind him, Craig Lerman in the 43, coming off a great run last week up in Canada. Looks to bring back another top 10 here today. Then the 1 of Scott Bellum. As you see the leaders dive on pit road. That's the 8 and 88, both at the same time. Kind of a late stop. And like I said, you wanted to wait till about 30 to go, and we're at 31 here. That's still going to be a lot to stretch, but they're going to make up so much time. Earlier in the week, the move was to run an extra 2 or 3 laps. Even though the speed is so much bigger with pitting early, you would think that would have been the strategy. We'll have to stay here to see how it plays out. The 26, 14, 48 on pit road as well. Sounds like the 27 said pitting this time. Your leader. The 27 is on pit road. No mistakes for that 27 machine. That's all he needs to have right now. And we're going to see where everybody comes out. So the 888 right now are off of turn 2 as Clark hits his pit box. They set the right side down and lift that left side up. 21 still on track. Clark is now rolling and the 88 is at the line now. So he will overtake Clark and we will see how far ahead he can get. And you're going to see on the screen, let's look at the 27. And there's the 88 right behind him, so he's not going to overtake him. He's going to come out right on his bumper. That is not what Nick Burlow wanted to see, but all that time he made up in that one lap. And Nick's going to look to the inside. Looks like Todd Cray still out on the track. And the strategy the 21 is on was the winning strategy earlier in the week with all the Road to Pro stuff. But he's on pit road now, so we will see where it shakes out. He's going to come out pretty far behind these guys, but if it goes green, and that's a big if right now, Todd Cray could be the guy sitting pretty. But that 27 has been fast all day long, so it's It's going to take a strategy call like this to beat him. Craig Lerman's still out on track right now in that 43 machine. He is scored your leader right now. And the 5 of Brian Tarnowski also staying out. So the 21 is back on the track right now, and it looks like he is a full straightaway behind the 27 and 88. So we will have to watch those lap times closely to see if he is going to be able to get back or not. Will there be enough time? That is going to be the $1 million question. For Matt McMeekin, woo woo woo, speeding on pit road. Those speeding police out writing tickets. Unfortunate for him, he had a strong truck here tonight. Craig Lerman's still staying out right now. Almost hoping for a caution at this point, but right now I think everybody's so spread out that it's going to be hard to get it at this point. But you never know. Brian Tarnowski, Brandon Benedict, Andrew Milletta also on that strategy of staying out. Right now, Darren Clement is the fastest on the track, about 0.2 of a second faster than his teammate Clark Jenikin, but also quite a bit behind. Gonna need to make up a lot of time here, and these two are gonna draft. That's their only shot. They can't battle each other here. They got to try to push each other up there. Here comes Andrew Milletta. Going to be coming to pit road this time by. So is the 16. Looks like the 16 makes it. The 66 makes it as well. And there's your leader, Lerman, on pit road. Takes that left-hander. And here comes Clark to take over Craig as the race leader. And don't look now, but the 21 and 20 and 32 are starting to close that gap. And that time by, though, they were 0.3 of a second faster than your leader, Clark Jenikin. Todd Cray has 3-lap fresher tires than Clark right now, but he has about 4 seconds to make up in the next 19 laps. And I think that is doable based on what I've seen throughout the week. If he can get around these guys back here cleanly. And that's Robert Hunrada he's going by right now. And Robert is on 14-lap tires. So about 5 more than Todd Cray. And you can see how easy a work it makes it look. What Clark has going for him right now, though, is he's got trucks around him. So he's able to draft as well. Which I think is why he's kind of staying where he's at. Because he's in between Brian Tarnowski and Jesse Hedges right now. Just kind of managing that gap as best he can, but Todd has it down to 3.5 seconds that time. He gained 0.2 of a second just that lap. With 17 laps to go now, he's going to have to get by Nick Burlow. He's going to have to make quick work of him. He's looking to the inside. Nick knows he has fresher tires. He's going to just leave him up there, not going to block. Very respectful racing here. Knows that 21's trying to chase down the leader. See what the gap is at the line that time. Another 0.4 of a second off. And now he has clean air. And the 33 is looking under the 27 now. So not only does the 21 have clean air, but a lap truck trying to get by the 27 is going to be able to do it. But that is not what Clark wants to see right there. But Jesse Hedges just got his lap back, or a lap back. So he has his own race, and he has fresher tires than that of our leader by 3 laps. So that time by another 0.3 of a second off the lead gap. So the question is it going to be enough as we come around to get 14 laps to go? And the next question is, will it stay green to give him an opportunity to chase him down? Wow. 0.4 of a second that time by. And I do think he will get there with he'll get there with like 2 laps to go if he can maintain this pace of getting 3 or 0.4 of a second a lap. And I think being behind that lap truck is definitely not helping the 27 right now get that air on his nose. But the 21 does not care about that. He is trying to trek down that 27. 0.5 second gone that last lap. He's consistently under 2 seconds now. Again, the question is, will this go green? Right now, Todd has the fastest truck, but will it continue to stay green for him, or is something going to happen? And if something happens, do these guys have a set of tires left? And you know, those guys are in the same chat right now, and you know Todd's on the radio. Donna. Another 0.2 off that lap. So these tires are starting to equalize. Lap time's starting to equalize. A 0.8 to a 0.6 last time. Todd Cray still 0.2 of a second faster. Everybody else on the track pretty spread out, so we're not missing any battles for position right now. Besides maybe the 26 and the 1, they're kind of close together for 6th position, so that's Bailey Dutton and Scott Bellum. I'll keep you posted on that as we stay up front with 10 to go. It's under 1.5. Oh, you can see the 14 on screen should be in the playoffs if everything finishes how we're running right now. Nobody else is able to get enough points unless the 14 goes out of this race. With Cody Schult being a lap down right now, he was the closest one that could make a difference. Not going to be able to make it. As we look back out front, it's 1.3 seconds for Todd Cray, Is he going to be able to catch him? As you see the 27 still stuck behind the 33, but Todd Cray sees that 27 truck getting bigger. It is at 1 second flat with 8 to go. We're getting about 2.2 of a second per lap. So he should catch him with everything equal with about 2 to 3 to go. Catching him's one thing, passing him's another. And you see Clark getting fed up with these lap trucks right now. He's like, dude, I gots to go. Get out of my way. And they make their way around. That's the 61. Todd catches him in a bad spot off the corner. That's going to cost him a ton of time. The 61's in the wall, but that is not going to help Todd Cray. We'll see what the lap difference is this time. He was 0.8 of a second last time. He lost a ton of time right there, though. Back to a second. That is a killer right there. As he lost 0.2 of a second lap time to Clark that time, but got to get back in a rhythm, put that behind you, and go get. You have the faster truck. You have 3 lap fresher tires. You got to get back on that horse, put that behind you. We'll see what it is at the line this time by. It's only gained 1/10 of a second, and that's not going to do it. Five to go. The battle for a top 8 right here as we pause from. That is the 45, 14, and 404. These guys all right with one another. TJ Krober trying to get around that 14 machine. That's for 8th position. And these guys have been on top of each other for about the last 20 laps. And don't worry, we are monitoring that gap out front. It's currently 0.7 of a second as they're coming around to get the 3 to go, but we're going to stay on this battle for you right here. The gap stays at 0.7 of a second. Up front, TJ Krober looking to the inside of the 14. That's Doug Argabright. 14 gets a great run on the outside, is able to motor by. Dave Gage looking out his windshield, falling back a little bit from these two. Not able to keep up, but a good run for Dave up in the top 10 after starting 19th. We have 44 in the wall, the 14 a little bit as well. And as we go up front now with 2 to go, it's down to under half a second. And the 27 has put a truck between him. So the 27, Clark Jenikin, now with clean air on the nose. And the 33 here needs to get out of the gas and let Clark, he's not going to do it. And that's about the race right there. White flag for Clark Jenikin. So we're under half a second. This is the last lap. Clark going to motor down the backstretch one last time. The 21, Todd Cray, is going to come up a half a second short as Clark Jenikin powers through turns 3 and 4. He's going to come off of turn number 4, and he's going to win for the 4th time this season. And Doug Argabright is going to cross the line in 8th position, and that will be enough to secure his spot in the 8-truck playoff. Congratulations to Doug. Clark is getting called to tech. That's funny. Clark, Jenikin, the guys up in the booth, man, congratulations on being able to hold off that teammate who was coming strong at the end there. Had some frustrations with that lap truck in front of you, but ultimately I think it was a couple of the lap trucks that saved you at the end, man. Tell us about that run there at the end.
Meow, meow, man. This kitty cat coin, Chevy Silverado, it was fast. Really tight, though. Had to manage the right front. I think Todd was a little bit better than me there. Those lap cars were killing me. They kept running my line. They wouldn't pick one. It was, I don't know if Jesse was working with me or against me, but I guess towards the end there, he kind of helped me out. Man, we were all so fast. I think it was just track position. I had the clean air early run, and that kind of let me slip away. That was fun though. Todd definitely he brought the best out of me there. I was giving it everything I had.
Yeah, man, you were nervous there at the end when it was coming down about 3 or 4 tenths of a lap, and you're looking at that and you're getting frustrated, right? And
yeah, man.
How'd you keep your head in it there?
Honestly, I just kind of zoned out. Wasn't talking. Wasn't even really thinking. Just so focused, trying to hit my marks, be careful, not overdrive, and I felt like I had to kind of save a little something when he got there. And he was closing so fast that went out the window, and I had to start pushing and giving it everything. It was trying to manage the gap for sure, but it didn't really matter what I was doing. He was coming.
Yeah, 10-4. Well, who you got out there that you want to thank, man?
Obviously, Kitty Cat Coin, man. Stephen Ayers for this awesome paint and all the work he's done for the team. All my teammates at ECM/ECE. Infinite Hero, Butt Kicker. I think that's it. Oh, you guys for broadcasting, appreciate that. And Ed for sponsoring this whole series.
Yeah, man. So we go to Bristol next week to kick off the playoffs. You're obviously the top seed. You've dominated the series this year. What do you need to do to keep that up the next 3 weeks?
Somehow get Todd to get an EOL so I have a fighting chance.
Well, see, I think we need to give you an EOL at the start and then at the stage to give everybody else a fighting chance. That's my proposal.
Man, Bristol is going to be so tough. I'm not good at short tracks, and Todd is a ringer. iRacing Super Speedway is going to be a plate race. I think Auto Club will be fun. It's kind of like this track, multi-groove. See guys like Burlow and Henrada kind of have a little something. I think their weakness is not knowing when to pick their battles. They always make everything a battle, and sometimes you just got to ride. But you know what? Don't tell them I said that. Hopefully they don't watch that. And we can keep getting these results.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations, Clark. And we'll see you next week at Bristol. Congratulations on the win. Good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
All right. So we're going to skip a little bit. We're not going to bring up the other two at this moment. We're going to bring in the 14 of Doug Argabright, who was able to make his way into the playoffs tonight. Had an eventful evening. Doug, do we got you? Yep, there you go. And had an eventful evening, went a lap down early, had to pit, take a fast repair, made it through a couple wrecks, stayed on the lead lap, was able to come home with a top 10 finish after a great battle with the 45. Man, you had an eventful night. Tell me about it.
Yeah, so I noticed that in practice, whatever with the setup, the temps run high for the first few laps until you start to really have to roll out the throttle and coast through the beginning of the corner. So I was already running with some pretty high temps, and then I don't remember who it was that was sitting in front of me, but they managed to scrape the wall, and I was a little bit too close, I guess, to react, and I knocked him to the back. So that's why I had to take my quick repair. My temps were through the roof. And then it was just damage limitation from there. I knew that I was a safe distance ahead for the playoffs, so I was like, as long as I get solid top 10, I'm happy with that, especially after the start of the race.
Well, you did just that, and you were able to bring home a top 10 finish on what started as a very rough day. Went a lap down before the first stage even ended. So it's that kind of grit, that tenacity that's going to take you into these playoffs. So, what do you need to do to become a contender here? What are your expectations going into the playoffs?
Well, I'm very confident in Auto Club at least, because that is one of my best tracks, probably because of my home track. So I race it even when it's not like an actual race. I'll just test drive it all the time, just for fun. But also Bristol, I'm better than I feel like I should be, I guess, for short tracks. So I'm not really a short track person. So hopefully, with those two being my stronger tracks, I'm hoping I can make a shot. Usually I'm kind of a mid-pack car, but I'm really hoping I can push through the front. Kind of, I don't remember what year it was, but Ryan Newman, when he was 31, almost won the championship without winning a single race. That's kind of what I'm going in as.
Absolutely. Well, if anybody can do it, man, I'm going to put my money on you after the way you managed tonight. And you've kind of done that all year long. Had some bad luck early in races and then able to come back and get a solid top 10. So, yeah, some of those guys out front that are dominating some of these races and always up there have a little trouble. You put a little pressure on them in the right spot, man, you can bring it home. So, look forward to seeing how you do these next 3 races. You got anybody out there you want to thank?
First of all, thank my dad always getting me into racing in the first place when I was really little, and then also thank you to my girlfriend for putting up with my nonsense to do these races, letting me do this when obviously she would like to spend time like that. So yeah, thank you to them.
Absolutely, always got to thank the girlfriend. That's good brownie points.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, well, we appreciate it, Doug, and we'll see you next week at Bristol. Bring your A game.
All right, thank you.
All right, let's get in we got the first guy in. Let's get the next 2 out. We've got Eric Norowski joining us in the booth. Eric, man, you had a shot going into that final stage after that last caution, and it looked like you kind of got into the wall maybe or got into Brian Tarnowski a little bit. Tell us what happened to kind of put you behind the 8 ball there at the end.
Oh yeah, so well, first off, man, I gotta thank everyone here at ASMR and you guys for doing the broadcasting, because this has been like the most fun league racing I've done. But when it comes to what happened, um, when I came out of the pits and there was, faster guys, but on old tires coming, I could have let off and didn't, I was like, I gotta stay in it. I did, and then later on, going through 1 and 2, I had 2 guys around me. One of them was Brian, and he was on the inside. And out of like in the middle of 1 and 2, I saw them in my mirror, and I was like, yeah, we're gonna go 3 wide, and I didn't want that to happen. And late in the backstretch, I just let off to let them by. And I'm actually watching the replay right now because I didn't know if it was something Brian did, if he came up into me, or if I went down into him. And it just looks like a racing incident. And like, even though I got a little damage, oh, that was before the pit stop actually, because I had 16 seconds of damage. But it could have been worse. And then I got out on pits with a little damage, and I was behind my teammate, which was great. But I just didn't have the pace. But it's a learning thing. This is my first season with you guys. I really enjoyed, and I hope that I can be invited back next year.
Absolutely, man. We hope to see you back, and came up just 1 spot short tonight, but we'll get you back next year, and hope to see you the rest of the way through the rest of the season. It's always good to see you on track, Eric, and
Thanks,
we
man.
appreciate you joining us. You got anybody you want to thank before we let you go?
Yeah, I'd like to thank my teammate TJ Krober, Honor. That's part of our and Honor, like our PlayStation names. I'm Enoch, and he's Honor, and so like and Honor, and it's special to him. He's a veteran, thank all the veterans, and I want to thank my family. Thank you guys for inviting me, and you guys for putting this together. Yeah, if I didn't make it, I'm still okay with that. I was talking to Cody in the green room. Hope he does. He was really pumped about it, and we were like talking about points. I was like, dude, that whole race, I was racing the track, man. I'm not looking at names. I'm not looking at this stuff. Like, because I was also thinking, I'm a rookie. I'm new. I just want to get better and not give anyone a hard time and build the respect and we'll see where it goes from there. But I enjoy it.
Absolutely, man. Well, we'll let you get out of here. We appreciate you taking the time to join us after the race, and we'll see you next week at Bristol.
All right, sounds good. Thanks for having me.
All right, thanks, Cody. Thanks, Eric. Sorry, I was looking for Cody's name. All right, thanks, Eric. Have a good one.
You too.
Yep. So we're waiting for Cody to come back. He was waiting in the green room here, and then disappeared. And here he is. Let's grab him before he goes away again. Cody, it's the guys.
I don't know
up
where
in
I'm
the
supposed
booth,
to go. Oh,
so
I was,
Well-
I was like, where is this guy?
yeah. So we got you up in the booth now. You had an eventful race. You went a couple laps down there after one of the incidents. Able to fight back and get one of those laps back. But what were you missing besides a caution there to get that other lap back?
The tire wear was huge, but I mean everybody else was doing pretty much running the same pace. I mean I felt good. I think it was 7th at the end of the first stage, but I just got caught up in that first wreck and it was kind of downhill from there. But I just tried to run as clean as I could the rest of the race. I knew I was close in on the points, and honestly, I'm just wondering where I finished in the standings.
Well, I think you got 9th in the standings. So I don't know if they're taking 8 or 9. Yeah, so you got 9th in the standings. I was told 9, and then I was told 8. So I think you're going to be the first guy out, right? So, but that it's tough running. But you were in it. You were up there, contending for a while before that first incident. You qualified really good. Was it just getting behind the 8 ball a little bit? Because you started 12th, and then you worked your way up into the top 6, 7 early on, if I remember right.
Yeah, no, and it was up there. It's just, God, I thought I would have at least with the stage points. I thought I'd be okay, but yeah, that sucks. To be first one out. I thought I'd be hopefully in the playoffs, but like I said, the car was good. Everything was good. It's just once I get involved in that wreck, once you get put multiple laps down at a track like this where it goes green for the majority of the race, it's just super difficult to get back up there. So it was difficult, but it was fun.
Absolutely. Well, we appreciate you coming out, and we're hoping to see you the rest of the way for the final 3 races, and then back next year. But you got anybody you want to thank that supported you throughout the season here?
Absolutely. This is my first time in here, so I want to thank my teammate Dan. I want to thank Clark for putting all this on. I want to thank Dave also. Dave, I know we have some memories of last season, but it was fun as heck, and I can't wait to be back next year. And it sucks, it really does. I wish I was in the playoffs, but you miss out on that much. So, but Snake River Racing, Mountain Land, all the sponsors, this whole thing that you guys set up, this was awesome this year. So I'm glad you guys did this. It was fun.
All right. Well, we appreciate you coming, man, and we look forward to seeing you on track at Bristol next week. So get out of here and go have a good rest of your evening. And we'll talk to you next week.
Sounds good, guys. I'll see you next week.
All right. Thanks, Cody. All right. And then I think the last driver we're going to talk to tonight is going to be that 21 of Todd Cray. Todd, man, you were coming. I thought you for sure you were going to get there tonight. Just caught some lap traffic and about the worst spot you could off turn 2 and then off turn 4 there at the end. Man, what else could you have done?
Yeah, I think definitely hit the right pit stop. We were making our move there. Clark was fast all night, of course. Knew we had to shake it up a little bit to try to get him at the end. Looked like we had done a good job of doing that. Closing there at the end, and he was dealing with some lap traffic, and I think I just burned him up a little too fast. I probably should have paced myself a little more, but yeah, I think it was at 61 there, man. We couldn't have hit him any worse at any point on the track, and took all the momentum. And but yeah, you know, Clark won it. Kitty Cat coin, top 3, so we'll take it going into the championship.
Absolutely, man. Well, speaking of the championship, what do you need to do to get around that 27 and bring home the chip here?
Well, it helps if the tracks are a little shorter. That always helps me. So starting off, we should try to get an advantage there. The first race, we're going to have to come out hard, and it's one of our best tracks. So if we can't get it done at Bristol, then most likely it's not going to happen. So we're going to come out strong. If we can grab the points lead and then manage from there, then we'll have a good shot at it.
10-4, buddy. Well, tell us who you want to thank before we let you go.
Just Hauck Designs, Butt Kicker, you guys for putting the show on, eMRN, Kitty Cat Coin, of course, ECM Motorsports, all the guys putting everything together for us over here. Really good team, and happy to be a part of it. And hopefully we can pull something out here in the championship.
10-4, buddy. We appreciate you joining us, Todd, and we look forward to seeing you at Bristol next week.
All right. Thanks, guys.
All right, and we've got a lot of interviews done tonight. We appreciate everybody hanging in there. We got one more here. Let's grab Darren real quick. Darren, buddy, we got you up in the booth, man. You were solid all night long. Ended up P3. You had a couple runs at the lead up there early in the race, and then early after that final caution there. Anything you could have done a little bit different to maybe have gotten over those teammates?
Yeah, might have needed to put a little more meow in this pickup truck, you know. I mean, you know, the rest of the field was back there in the litter box, but you know, I just couldn't catch these two boys. They were pretty quick tonight. Hats off to Clark. I was battling it out for whatever position I was racing for the most part, most of the night. Burlow was definitely not making it easy. Hanrada, same thing. So definitely gave up a little tread on the front tire there that kept me from getting to where I wanted to be on Clark. But overall, good run for the teammates, and definitely, you know, great run for Kitty Cat Coin here on the truck tonight. So, I mean, I can't be more happy with our results coming from Talladega, where had some mishaps happen, and I did not even finish. I think I finished dead last. So to come back out here and cap off with a top 3, happy with the turnaround.
Yeah, absolutely, buddy. Well, before we let you get out of here, tell us who you want to thank. You mentioned Kitty Cat Coin a few times. Tell us what they are.
Kitty Cat Coin has come on to sponsor ECE over at our Road to Pros, and definitely want to give a shout out to our guy Pat, who's working in the marketing division, you know, and got them to come on board with us, and we're just hopefully you know, giving them some good content, you know, getting the results that they're looking for from a team that they signed on with. We got the drivers, got the skill level, and just, you know, we're just glad to have them on the trucks. Jesse, I know that you're outside over there a little bit. We talk over in the ECE stuff, and definitely a great atmosphere, great team,
For sure.
and the work that the management has done over there is awesome. Love what they brought to the team. And Kitty Cat Coin, this one's for you. 1, 2, 3, first weekend of trucks over here at ASMR, and let's keep it going.
I absolutely couldn't have said it better myself, Darren. Well, appreciate you joining us here. We'll see you at Bristol next week. You think you got anything for those boys now that the playoffs started?
Gonna have to find a way to shuffle that 27 out of the final spot in the last 10 or 15 laps, but I guess I'm just gonna have to race a little harder in the beginning to not be racing them, but racing him.
I told them I'm voting for an EOL at the beginning of the race and an EOL at the beginning of stage 2. So see if we can get him that way.
He don't need that next week, but you know, at that plate race, yeah, he might need that one.
10-4, Darren. Well, we'll let you get out of here, buddy. You have a good night.
All right, thanks, guys.
Thanks. All right, so we appreciate everybody joining us here on the Electronic Motor Racing Network. We are going to wrap up here from Atlanta, and we are going to get ready to head to Bristol, Tennessee for our first race of the playoffs in the Hauck Designs Truck Series. We appreciate all the admins for this league for putting this on. Everybody, all the drivers for all the hard work they put into it. My name's Jesse. My producer's name's Alan. We appreciate you guys joining us on the Electronic Motor Racing Network. Have a good night.